Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're watching episode 4 of PitBabe the series. I'm really excited for this episode. I saw this theory yesterday, and I was like, whoa. So I'm gonna say it. It seems very interesting. I never thought about it that way, but like that would make sense too. So we know that last episode, Charlie said that his senses is gone. Does that actually mean that his power is gone? Could he have gotten a different power? I'm not exactly sure the mechanism. Like, can he like get a power and then like before does he need to return it before to get another power? I feel like they talked about this in season 1, but I just don't remember. So if this is like all wrong, I'm kind of adding my thoughts into this theory the person's making. But the person's theory is they think that Charlie was able to get Jeff's powers, so that's why he's sick, because it attacks him, like it's so strong. His body can't take that amount of power that Jeff has. I mean, Jeff is like, he gets really like weak after he sees a vision, so it does make sense if Charlie like gets power and like he like becomes unconscious because of that. But that would be really interesting to see, like if the reason why Charlie could not feel the senses and he thinks his powers are gone is because he actually obtained somebody else's powers, so he is unaware of that. That would be really cool. Honestly, I feel like that's so much about powers. I don't exactly think that that's actually going to happen in this series. But yeah, but in the preview, I also remember that we're going to get some Chris and Pete, so I'm very excited to see that relationship go. Obviously, Kim and Kenta, my faves. Please, more screen time this episode. So without further ado, let's watch episode 4 of PitBabe the series.
คุยกันเสร็จหรือยังครับ ถ้าเสร็จแล้วเนี่ยเชิญนะครับพอดีว่าผมจะทำงาน
He's so sassy. I love. Honestly, Chris has problems in the sense like I don't know who he is. I don't trust him, but like the way he acts, it's obviously very different from Wei, and I love it. And it just like he's just queen. He's giving powerful queen manager, lab owner. You know, like. He's just giving, he's like, this is my place, I'm doing this experiment, you hired me for this, and I'm gonna do it right, so don't mess with me. And I love that. I love that. I love a queen. But also, watching Babe's reaction, like, yes, he's annoying, and he's many ways, like, very, like, destructive is not really the right word, but in many sense, he's just, like, you know, he kind of only thinks about himself a lot of the times, too, in certain situations, because, like, he's probably, like, the people around him actually puts him in that position as well, but we have to think that as a kid, he grew up in this, like, experiment-based lifestyle. He was experimented as a child, used as a lab rat from Tony. So his reaction to this seems very normal in my eyes, in the sense that because he is traumatized by what happened with Tony, that he does not want people around him, and he doesn't want himself to experience that thing again, being stuck into this, being tested, being used, and to improve on something else, you know? Like, I think he understands that what they're doing is very important for the future of them, as well as other people who might or will get taken advantage of because of their special abilities. But at the same time, he's fighting with himself, and I can see that he's fighting with himself because he was a victim of being a lab rat. So it's very understandable for him to be so, like, anxious in this situation.
ผมจะไม่ให้ชาลีเป็นหนูทดลองแล้วได้ยินไหมคุณพีทพี่เบฟฟังผมก่อนสิครับ
Okay, arms, sir. Y'all, I can't even focus on the conversation here. This is very distracting, like extremely distracting. I actually have to go back because I was not reading anything.
ที่มึงเองก็ใช้แบบนั้นวันที่พี่เกิดอุบัติเหตุผมซ้อมอยู่กับทีมนะครับ
As a time traveler, I don't know exactly. Should we call him a time traveler? I bet he's gonna be able to manipulate the time to which he can be technically at 2 places at once. See, it's his powers. It's his powers.
ก็ได้ผมฟ้องพี่ไปแล้วด้วยพี่เขาไม่เคยเห็นผมมาก่อนเพราะผมหนีออกมาจากบ้านหลังนั้นได้ก่อน เวย์เริ่มกลายเป็นอีกมาก
I'm reading way too into this. This is so unhealthy. The way he's kind of shocked, like he's finding out something like, whoa, we knew each other before. Like what if he does remember he's Wei? He's planning something. He's just aware the entire time. Look at his
นั่น
reaction.
ก็หมายความว่าที่คุณรู้จักเวย์เนี่ย เพราะว่าคุณ
He's
ไป
like,
ซื้อสปอนเซอ
whoa,
ร์ที่
new info unlocked.
ผมรู้จักกับเขาตั้งแต่สมัยที่เขาอยู่ตระกูลเฉินแล้วครับเพียงแต่เขาไม่เคยเห็นผมมาก่อน
Look at that. He's like, oh. See, he's like a little
ผม
flustered.
ลงมาจากบ้านหลังนั้นได้ก่อน
See, he's blinking
เวย์
so
เลยกลายเป็น
much.
อีกมากคนเดียวที่ถูกโทนี่บังคับแล้วก็หลอกใช้
Oh, look at that. Look at that face. He's like, we're gonna kiss. Okay.
แค่คนหน้าเหมือนนะ เป็นนักวิจัยในแลบเวย์
Oh my god! He held him back! Sorry. I should not be screaming that loudly. Look at the hands! Look at the
เป็นนักวิจัยใน
hands!
แลบเวย์ก็เหมือนเรารู้สึกผิดอะตอนเนี้ย
Okay, so next week it's gonna be fun. How the fuck do I turn this off? Okay, I'm using a new system. Okay, it's gonna be fun next week. Okay, we're getting more stories for North and Sonic, which people are like specifying Sonic with some like, oh, he's in trouble, like undercover, like it's a coincidence. Guys, he came back for the death anniversary of Wei. There's nothing really much, and people are like over like analyzing the conversation. Like it's clear that he's been stuck on this, like he says, he's been stuck on this friend zone thing for so long, and he's trying to move on. And it was really, I think for me, it was very clear that the phone call was him trying to move on, and that there's obviously somebody where he's studying abroad too that is very interested in him, and he's trying to go on with that. But obviously, his heart is still with North, and North obviously still loves Sonic. So like it's back and forth. Like he wants to, but he like if North does something, if he hints at it, then it's gonna be always Sonic and North. So yeah. We're gonna explore that next week, which I'm happy about because they didn't. I don't think they showed up for more than like. Did they show up at all? Just for a little bit, I think. Barely any time, I think. I don't remember actually, but yeah. We're gonna get some Kim and Kenta, some like, oh my god, they're gonna be sitting on the grass talking, maybe some heart-to-heart moment. I would love some heart-to-heart moment with those two. They've both gone through so much, especially Kenta. So, yeah, I need a lot of them. I can't wait. I'm certain that we're in at least 2 kisses from them, so we know that their relationship is gonna develop somewhere. I think they're gonna be lovers at the end of this. But Chris and P. Yeah, I think he does. I think Pete does sees Chris as a replacement sounds harsh, but I do think it's a replacement. Like he sees, because he looks like Wei, he's used like his like sexual like attraction is towards him, so he's acting upon those sexual interests towards Chris because he looks like Wei. So I think that really makes a lot of sense in that aspect. And I think at one point it might, like, it would be, like, once again, like, it would be really painful to watch that at the end of this, Chris turns out to be a bad person and their relationship does not happen. Like, that's sad because like we didn't see a happy ending for Chris and Wei. Sorry, no, Wei and Pete obviously in season 1 because Wei died. So, you know, so I do wish like Pete does get some happiness at the end of the series, but we'll see where that goes. But yeah, I love it. And for me, there is definitely like problems that Charlie and Babe are going through, and we see that they are still like very prominent in this series. But I did really enjoy that, like, a lot of the scenes were pretty even between the kind of the 3 CP that has many ways been established so far. I think I'm calling Pete and Chris kind of established because they've initiated that kind of like Pete is interested sexually into Chris, so we're seeing that kind of go through. So I think kind of that division between the CPs are pretty not even, but like pretty, like we got a good amount of time for each. Like Jeff and Alan, we got like them having more of a moments of like conflict, and then we talked about that conflict, and we kind of made up and all that kind of stuff. I think it was really balanced between all of them, so I really enjoyed that aspect. And we got some moments between Kenta and Kim too, who we have not fully established yet, but we are still like, we had their little bickering moments in Kim's house. So yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with kind of the division of that. It's like this whole season 1, we already got so much of Charlie and Babe, and like, yes, they're still the main characters, but we created this whole world now with so many characters that we have been attached to. So it doesn't really do a disservice to the main characters, but it kind of like keeping the audience in mind that like, yes, we see what you guys want to see, and we're producing that in the sense of giving them enough screen time. So yeah, that ending is the most, I want to say gruesome, because I do see a lot of gruesome things. If you watch Daredevil season 4, it's not really, it's the new Daredevil's Born Again series. That's gruesome. Right up my alley. But like this one, like I do enjoy that. It's giving kind of like my alley stuff. I love seeing that kind of side of like the villains. Like Winner is a character who like has been annoying since season 1, and we see that kind of like, you fucker, like you're obviously gonna go over Tony, right? And Tony didn't even give him well, he did, because Kenta left, but he's chose to take, but like we're kind of establishing how like he is growing in power as well. We obviously know Tony is this big bad and this horrible person doing all that, and he has a right hand man and a left hand man. Kenta left though, so this new person is sticking up, but he hasn't shown much power or abilities other than being a dick. And we're seeing that here. It was hard for him, but he was able to kill that man, and even like going to the next level where after he beat him up and he's probably dead already with how hard he was beating him with that stick, he took the gun and shot him. Like that is a level of kind of like horribleness and like that bad villain vibes coming into him. Like we're like presenting, like we're seeing how he's gonna grow into somebody that can be able to stand next to Tony, and Tony's accepting it. Like Tony stood up and he's like, let's go. It's like their team is finally formed. You know how we kind of like created our team with like X Hunter, with P, and everybody else. Like we're like when it's the battle time in like episode 13 of season 1, where we're like they're coming into that place and like all working together and doing their different jobs to kind of defeat Tony. That kind of team creation, we're seeing that, but with Tony and Winner in many ways. I don't know exactly how much Winner is gonna play into Tony's plan, but you can see that like he's gained trust and they're willing to work together in the sense now. So that's really sad. I love when like, even though the villains, like seeing them kind of like character develop, it's gonna be fun. But yeah, that's it for my reaction. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on my social media link down below. See you next time. Bye.